Are you curious about the history and stories of West Coast hip hop? Well, here it is. When we're first starting out as artists, we're usually focused on learning the basics, finding community, and getting better at what we do. We can sometimes dive in head first as we learn new terms, figure out how to dress the part, and study those who are considered to be the top in our field. Most importantly, we're open to new people, experiences, and opportunities that come our way. We're also looking for our shot, an open door that can help take us to the next level and be recognized for what we do. When first starting out, Los Angeles-based DJ and visual artist Kenzo Roc Martinez was that newcomer. As a young artist, his experiences weren't always positive or the best. As a community outreach director for the hip hop arts program Juice, he gets to counsel and encourage new artists who are having their own newbie experiences. He talks about what he's learned along the way and how he hopes it can get better for future artists. What do you wish you would have known when starting out that would have made things easier?
How to spot phony people that are just trying to energy vampires. They're just trying to suck you up and use you. And it happens in the community and it happens outside of the community. I see a lot of people that will approach artists and dancers and will be like, hey, I got this great opportunity for you, this and that. You get all this exposure, you get all this stuff, but I'm not going to pay you. And I'm going to continue to use your work, but I'm not going to have you give you any kind of licensing or residuals for it. You're not going to be on the main. It's just a lot of people just really trying to juice artists, not juice them, but squeeze squeeze the creative pulp out of them. And when you're young, you're sort of yeah, that sounds great. And I don't regret anything. I acknowledge everything that's happened for the greater good. And I needed to experience all that stuff. But at the same time, if I could go back, I would help other people see those things, because it's just everywhere. Los Angeles is one of those places where it's media saturated and people just always want more what do you call it, content. People always need more of what you have. And as an artist, you're a resource. You're envisioning the future, you're creating the world, and it's better that you have a vision that you're working toward than just falling into someone else's vision, because you don't necessarily know which direction that vision is bringing your community or taking you personally. And that happens to a lot of people. There's a lot of really especially in the dance community. They're touring with this person, they're touring with that person, they get back, they're broke. And they're sleeping on someone's couch. And I see that happen with a lot of my OGs. And I don't like that. I don't feel like that's... really talented, really amazing, beautiful, poetic souls that can't, scrape enough to have their own apartment. They need to still, they're 40, 50 years old and they still need to have roommates, and that's a problem. That's not cool. They should, have enough of, recognition that they can, be an artist that can live off their art, because that's what they spent all their time working on and developing. And these people still want it, but they don't want to pay them for it. So they just, what they do is they find the next young kid that's willing to just give it to them for free, and then the cycle continues.
When we encounter people who are trying to take advantage of us That can really be discouraging. It can make us think twice about moving ahead. It can be hard. And if we're not careful, we can end up blaming ourselves instead of seeing the potential learning lesson in the situation. In the 2012 book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, writer and public speaker John C. Maxwell talks about how pain can be useful in shaping what we do next. In Chapter 8, The Law of Pain, he wrote, "Each time we encounter a painful experience, we get to know ourselves a little better. Pain can stop us dead in our tracks, or it can cause us to make decisions we would like to put off, deal with issues we would rather not face, and make changes that make us feel uncomfortable. Pain prompts us to face who we are and where we are. What we do with that experience defines who we become." If we take the attitude that everything that happens to us is for our growth, this changes how we see things. We can choose to learn or lament. This changes how we approach the not so great things that can happen to us. Having our work stolen, not getting paid for our hard work, and being left out of decisions that may affect us can feel like these are all signs to stop and give up. They can be if we believe they are. We also have the option to believe that there are opportunities to do our homework, ask more questions, and decide what we're willing to deal with in the future. We can use it all as our roadblocks or the guide to the next new thing. The choice is up to us.